All right, so here we are. Let's say you do want to become a rainmaker. How do we do that? What's the art and science behind it? What's the who, what, why, when, and where? In this video, I want to share with you a little bit about my experience and how to, become that rainmaker. Do you remember in the story, the rainmaker was called into a valley that was just completely drenched in sun and parched as a result, in desperate need of rain because there was no water for washing the vegetables, so everybody was starving. There was no water for new babies. The babies weren't being born. There was no water for the crops. There was no water for the elders. You get the picture. It was a pretty nasty situation. And the rainmaker came in, of course, and did his magic in 3 days, came back into his self and harmonized himself. And the rains came and everybody celebrated, but he needed to get back to his vegetables and his bees and his buddy who was a sunmaker who was also hanging out in the next valley over. Anyway, the point is, to become a rainmaker is to bring the harmony, to bring back the water of life, bring the waters of joy, of connection, and prosperity back into a valley, back into our family, back into ourselves. So how do we do that? Let's get started. Let's start with who are you? Like, what if it was that you needed to become the rainmaker? Well, the question who is helpful because you've got to be yourself. The world is crying for you to be you. Authenticity means we take off our masks. Other people take off their masks, and the rains come. It's not that more, and it's not any more complicated than that. So let's talk about who. Like, how do you get back in touch with who you are? Difficult question, right? But the next best question is, well, what do I really, really want? Well, how do we answer what do I really, 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 really want? Well, the best way to do that is to actually build a vision board. A vision board that has the 3 domains of life: the relationship with yourself, the relationship with others, the relationship with your work, or if you're in your gift, like the rainmaker, it's your service to humanity. So there's 3 areas. Those are the 3 areas that describe a little bit about who you are. Why? Because that's what you really want. You want to have a whole lot of joy here. I'm going to put this in red. Everybody wants joy. Your version of joy there, right? Everybody wants to have connection here. Your version of connection, and with belonging to one and many, the main person in your life, but then family, extended family, the villager, the butcher, baker, candlestick maker, of course. And then, of course, everybody wants prosperity. And prosperity comes when we are, dialed in with the water of life right here, right in the center of our being. So if we're here, let's put us over here. Let's put you over here. You're the hero of your life. Let's put you here, and you get a sense that if I really put down in my heart, if I actually start to articulate who I am and put it onto a vision board so I could see myself, so I could actually see and walk towards that vision of what work is and what my relationship with self-care is and what my relationship with others are, then if you could see that out in front of you, then you would you would be a better person for it. You'd have an idea of who you are. The next question would be then, what would that then give you if you had all that? If you had tons of connection, tons of prosperity, tons of joy in your life, what would that then give you? Yeah, it would give you fulfillment, let's say, right? It would give you, then I would be fulfilled. Then I could relax into being more of who I am. Well, turns out we can start to walk with fulfillment now, right? This is what everybody wants, their version of fulfillment, right? Everybody has their way that they want to be in the world. They don't want to be going to their grave with regret. They want to be, burnt out asteroid at the end of their life and spent completely on contributing everything, all the deep beauty to the world. So as we walk towards this with long-term, medium-term, short-term goals, smart goals, being really like we have that brain, that smart, mindful brain that goes, it's like that. It's the masculine energies, let's say. Here's masculine energy sign. Energies. That's code for us walking towards that. But if we walk with fulfillment, we can actually bring this energy to us, which is more about the heart mind. The heart mind knows how to, if we embody this, if we ramp up our fulfillment energies now, we can start to bring more of this connection and prosperity and joy to ourselves. So that is less of a left brain kind of logic, linear, the science. This is the science up here, but down here is the art of creation. This is the science of creation. This is the art of creation. This is what Eckhart Tolle is doing in the manifestation process about how to create the life you want. This is the lots of science here, lots of science in this. You embody fulfillment now. How can you not bring more joy now as you walk towards this? So it's a double thing. It's a paradox. You want to walk towards while walking with the quality. This is quantity. This is quality. You're walking. You're going to do the miles. You're going to get this done. You're going to break these things down into project management. You're going to break it down to smart, long, short, medium-term goals. But here you're also going to walk with a high quality fulfillment. Yeah, this is making sense. I'm zooming along here, but I want to get this out. So here we are now embodying that. Well, how do we now embody this fulfillment? So over here, this is actually, I'm going to do this after. You're going to remind me afterwards. So how do we get this fulfillment energies up? Well, what we want to do is we want to do from here, we want to do what I call the self-care pyramid, which is that we do things for our body, we do things for our mind, we do things, for soul or heart, however you want to say that. And there are things in your life that that you're drawn to for your mind, and there are things that you're drawn to that make sense for your body. What do I mean by that? I mean, like you do things, you like going to the gym. You don't like going to run marathons, or you like to play hockey, not soccer. You like to, you like to eat really well, right? And that's a really important thing about self-care, yeah? This is the self-care pyramid. Self-care pyramid. So your version of self-care is this, right? We're just making it very articulate. You are drawn to certain things in your mind. I want to be an artist. I want to play music, but I need to practice the instrument down here because that's good for my soul. But I'm really interested in studying music, so I go to university to become a music professor, or get a degree in music therapy or whatever. But I practice here music, but I also have to get my body in shape so I can actually be calm enough and focused enough to be able to pay attention enough to writing songs and playing songs and have stamina for that. So I need to do walking, and I need to be in nature, and I need to do cardio. So you have particular things that you do in each of these areas. We're going to outline 3 of them for each 3 things that you love to do for the mind. You love to do mindfulness meditation. Here you like to walk in nature and take pictures. Here you're running in nature and walking and taking pictures and afterwards doing meditation. The idea is that you do cardio usually first, and then you do something for the mind, and then something for the soul, and then that increases, bottom line, fulfillment. Yeah? So that starts this whole process. You start to feel more and more of this. Now, how do we get this into your daily schedule? So let's just do this very quickly. Boom, boom, boom. Here's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's say there's a morning, afternoon, evening, And then there's going to be totals, because you want to be in totals over here. We want to pepper your, right? We're going to have totals here. We're going to have totals. How does that work? Down here, yeah. So let's say for, on, you decide, let's put this in blue. So something for the mind, Monday morning is here. And then you do something for, so mind is triangle, body is square, soul is circle. So you do something in the evening for soul here. On Tuesday, well, let's say for the mind, for the body is Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. You're doing cardio, you're doing something like that. But on Wednesday morning, you like to meet with your buddies and do something for the soul, because you're playing music, you're practicing your skill set, da, 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 da. But you're also doing that on Friday evenings for that, right? So we're peppering in things that are good for us at different times, yeah? So you can just do this for yourself, right? And in the end, you end up with, okay, 3 hours of 3 hours of mind, 4 hours of soul, 5 hours of body, and then you add it all together and you've got whatever, 13.7 hours of fulfillment care. Can we see this? Yeah, fulfillment, increasing fulfillment. And that, we're talking about quantity plus, now the quality of that starts to go up as you do week in, week out. So we're going from here backwards to who. So we ask the question, well, who am I? Who and what go here? Who and what? Who am I? Well, that's hard to ask. So we ask, well, what do I really, 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 really want? What will that then give me? That will give me fulfillment. I want more fulfillment in my life. This is my design for more fulfillment. So in order for me to bring the fulfillment to my life, I'm going to do really good self-care. I'm going to do mind, body, soul stuff. So this is how we're going to do this is right here and here, right? So we've got who, what, how. Why would we do this? Why? Because you want to be a rainmaker. Why? You want to be that person that can bring the rain to yourself, to yourself, so you can bring it to your family, so that you can bring it to your partner, so that you can bring it to your work. You bring the fulfillment. You don't go out and get the fulfillment. You bring it. That's what we're on about. Yeah? So bringing the fulfillment to your work, bringing it to others, bringing it to yourself is a huge part of this. Yeah? So why? Yeah, let's go back to why. So thousands, you got to 10x your why. Why? Because I want to be the rainmaker. But you can't be someone else. You got to be yourself. That's why it's important to you start to see, when you do a vision board of pictures and words, you want to see who you are. It's really important for you to get a sense of who you are on paper, so you can walk towards that, so you can honor that, so you can acknowledge that, so you can rest into that. Yeah, we walk towards it when we go to the gym. We actually rest into it when we're doing good meditation. Yeah, so you get that. So why? Because we want to bring the rainmaker to spread the joy, to bring the connection, bring the prosperity. 2, the world is crying for each of us to be doing this right now. The world is saying way more. Sorry, we need way more out of you. And your family is asking for that. Your partners, your kids, everybody's asking for way more. Not more being a millionaire or being successful, as the Dalai Lama says, or trying to make thousands of dollars to stuff away in a Swiss bank account. No, we need to bring more musicians, storytellers, people that are social activists, people who have a gift that they have a gift for teaching. That's the most important thing, or being a gift for being a mom and taking it seriously. Like okay, now I'm just going to stay home and be a mom. I don't care what the world says. This is my gift. I want to give that. So I create these wonderful human beings that go out and change the world. So whatever that gift is for you, we need to bring that now. And it needs to be a good quantity. I'm being very scientific now. It needs to be a really good quantity of that, but also the quality of that then puts you into the fulfillment, right? You want good, lots of bringing the fulfillment, literally presence, showing up, going there, but the quality of that presence is really high. Yeah, the world is crying for that. The third thing that happens is that when you start to be yourself, when you start to get clear about who you are, then you be authentic, you be your most authentic self, then your mask comes off. And that is the way we bring light into the world. That's the way we ultimately bring, you taking your mask gives permission for other people to take their mask off. That's how you'd be a rainmaker. Make sense? You got this.